your integrity has to be above reproach. You have to make the right decision every time, all the time. People around you, people not around you, you can't cut corners. So the integrity piece is huge.
We can't provide standard of care, surgical care, anywhere in the country without sterile equipment, right? The infection risk would be prohibitively high without sterile equipment. It wouldn't happen. It would be illegal.
A provider wants to use a certain item and they bring it to you to be processed. Maybe that item can't be processed there's numerous reasons why. I have to be able to say, I'm sorry, but we can't use this because we can't process it. To stand your ground, you have to have the information to back you up. So you never just say no until you have the answer ahead of time.
This is a small crew that works very closely together, and they're meticulous. The work they do is very, very important, and they like the work that they do.
You never rush anything in the name of time. You do everything step by step by step. And if step A takes 20 minutes, then it takes 20 minutes. We don't cut a corner to make it faster. Instrumentation is so complex nowadays that you actually have to have technology to keep up with the technology. So not only do you have to understand how this technology works, you have to understand why you need this other piece of technology to clean this technology. So it's not just put it in some water, scrub it, wrap it, put it in a sterilizer anymore. It's a highly technical field, and to stay in this field, you have to grow with it. So there's a whole education piece. You have to be willing to learn. You have to be willing to question things that don't seem right, and not be afraid to be questioned when somebody asks you, is this being done the right way? Just a regular set of bandage scissors, nothing special. Everybody has them, they're in every set. There are 37 individual steps to process this. And you have to follow all 37 steps. Because if you don't, and something happens, a patient gets an infection, and through the course of the investigation, they want to see that you're doing it properly, and you miss step 5, and I mean, that's bad. You have to do it the exact right way.
So not only are they important to surgical services, but they actually service multiple clinics and departments in the hospital. So they support every single department in their sterile instrumentation, every single clinic, and our clinics that are off campus as well.
First, the ORs are our largest customer, and they're high demand because their cases are turning over, and they can use hundreds and hundreds of instruments on a case. So you get into the total joints and stuff like that, you're talking, I would be probably 500 or more instruments just for a case. The OR, even CS, it's a fluid situation, nothing static. You can't come to work and say, I'm doing 5 things every day. It's not going to happen. And if you think it's going to be the same as it was yesterday, that's not going to happen either.
They do a really good job of connecting the work that they do with the actual care of the patient. And sometimes that's a tough jump when you're in a space that you don't come face to face with that patient.
Everything that we handle, it goes straight to the patient. And if we don't do our work correctly, then that patient, we're causing them harm. We're in the trenches every day, and these guys are fighting microorganisms they can't even see, that are hiding in places that most people don't even imagine could get into. And they're doing it every single day, all day. And as soon as they get that battle won, these microorganisms find somewhere else to hide. So then you just got to gown up and do it again.
If a patient were to have a contaminated instrument, it could cause a delay in surgery, it could cause a surgical site infection, and that can impact a patient's life for months or years. I was an OR nurse for the first 27 years of my career, and I worked closely with several of the people that still work in sterile supply, and I have every confidence in them that they're doing a fabulous job.
The operating room environment is very complicated with a lot of people, a lot of things going on, and a lot of things to worry about and things that we take for granted. And taking our equipment for granted allows me to focus on the patient and perform a good operation and not have to inspect the equipment and worry about whether this equipment is up to snuff.
This is a crew that works behind closed doors. Most people don't know what they do. Most people have never heard of the job that they do. And it's so incredibly important. So I appreciate just the opportunity to bring their job to light and the awesome work that they do.
So that's why it all goes back to integrity and time management, attention to detail, very technical, minded, stuff like that.
I know Dave is really nitpicky, but that's a great characteristic to have in his position.
It takes somebody who's also patient, and it helps if you're a little OCD. So.
That was fascinating.
That was